Back in the garage again. Now today we've got the Volkswagen Polo. This is a 1.4 petrol and the alternator belt has shredded, completely shredded and vanished. So we're going to fit a new one. Now what you've got on this, it drives from the crankshaft, it goes around the tensioner, it goes to the alternator and then down to the compressor. Little bit fiddly to get in, it's not the worst, there's a bit of room there. My weapon of choice to help me out is this little fella. Now it's just a screwdriver that I've heated up in a couple of places and bent it and just made it into a funny shaped hooky thing. And it's dead good for getting down and just feeding that belt in around the pulleys, because you can't get your hand in to pull it around the bottom. You can buy specific tools for this if you really want to. So let's crack on and see how we get on. Straight in, pop the bonnet lever, give that a tug. So before we're actually going to put the belt on, we've got to check that we've got all of the pulleys spinning freely. The air conditioning compressor, we can just get his hand down and give that a spin the tensioner, spin the alternator, everything's free. So we know it's not something binding at this point, because there is one more thing we've got to check in a moment. So this is the 1.4 petrol. The tensioner has just got a single bolt in the middle. It's a 16mm, and to get on it I'm going to use a tool similar to this one. This is the laser kit here. This is what I've got. It's pretty good. It gives you a bit more accessibility to those tight areas because it's flat. On this one you can get away with just using a 16mm spanner if you want to, but I've got this bit of kit so I might as well use it. All I'm doing to start with is just moving that tensioner backwards and forwards and just making sure it's got some springiness in it, just so it's got enough tension there to pull the belt up. 6PK 1080, that's the one we need. This one's got the air conditioning pump, so it's slightly longer. So we're going to start with the crankshaft and we're going to feed the belt around that crankshaft pulley. I'll get that tool out of the way, get it off the tensioner because we don't need that for the moment. I'll feed that round the crankshaft and I'll use my little screwdriver thing just to help me out in a minute. I do apologise for getting my head in the way because the camera's hanging high, but I'll feed it in and get it round there. Really sorry for some of this footage because the camera was up here and I've only got one pair of hands, and yeah, but anyway, I've done the best I can with it and I really hope you get the idea of what we're doing. Here we go. Let's get that bent screwdriver down there. So I could just hook down that belt and feed it down around that crankshaft pulley. Pull it along the bottom, get it round the air conditioning compressor. The last one I'm going to do is the alternator. So I'm going to get it round everything else, round the tensioner, goes underneath the tensioner, and then last but not least, I'm going to pull the tensioner up and then I'm going to hook it onto the alternator. This is fiddly. You know, it is a fiddly old process just trying to feed this belt round. But once it's all in place, we can pull that tensioner up there and then just hook it onto the alternator and then let it go, and bingo. We can now start the engine and carry out its final test. Get that running. Right, here we go, let's have a look. All the warning lights are off, the alternator's charging, which is good. We can just make sure that it's all spinning there. Now we're going to go down and look deep into the air conditioning compressor at the bottom. So once we've got the belt on, we're going to start the car and then we're going to put the air conditioning on, because the compressor will only engage once the engine's running and the air conditioning's turned on, and then you can actually see that the center part of the air conditioning compressor is spinning and the clutch is locked in. Because if the compressor is seized, then it will just break the belt again. Here we go then. So let's get that air conditioning switched on. We'll go back inside the car and fiddle with the control panel. Let's have a look. Press the air conditioning button, but the blowers are off, so then we've got to turn the blowers on. Make sure where's the blowers? Here we go. Blowers are on, air conditioning's on. So now the compressor, the fan's going, so we now know the air conditioning is working, and the compressor right down the bottom there, I can now see that the centre part of it is spinning, so the compressor's not seized. Happy days. Everything looks good. Because you've got to go, why is it broken in the first place? Is it just wear and tear? Has it never been changed? Or is there something that's binding and causing it to happen. But as it goes, this one is working absolutely fine, and yeah, job's a good one. So I hope that's been of use to you. Just drop me a little thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.